Hello, Year 4s. In today's lesson, we are going to be looking at a few story ideas that we could use for our adventure story that you are going to be writing next week. So down in the link below, I will put some video links for you to go and watch, and they will hopefully start getting your brain going about some story ideas about what you could write your story about. I'm going to go through a few settings and brainstorm a few ideas and some characters with you in this video. So, when we are writing our adventure story, we should really think about where it is going to be set. In the video that we watched at school, we saw a young boy right at the top of a slide about to enter a ball pit, and he was petrified. So that story was set in a soft play area, but then he went down that slide into what should have been the ball pit, but was actually a deep cave under the ball pit. And then he had to try and escape. So when you are thinking about your setting, think about things that it could be, like a secret cave. Maybe you're walking along one day and you see a little dark area right by the river. And as you walk towards it, you see a hole in the wall. And maybe that hole in the wall opens up into this magnificent, unbelievable secret land that you then have to explore, or maybe you have to find your way out of it. Maybe it's a secret land far, far away, and you are traveling far to try and search for something. Are you searching for treasure? Are you searching for a lost friend like our robot in our story? Maybe you are searching to find a castle. Think about what you could be searching for and the adventures that they could go on and the people that they could meet on their journey. Maybe you're on a ship journey. Maybe you've taken a big ship and you're crossing the land or crossing the sea to find a new and unknown land. And all of a sudden, your ship is hit by a giant, dark, scary wave that spills you overboard, and all you're left with is clinging to a piece of wood as you float along, and you go and find maybe an island or something like that. And then your adventure story is how you get off that island and back to land. Maybe you stumble across a treasure map. So you're at home somewhere, maybe in the library somewhere, and all of a sudden you open an old book, and in that old book is a treasure map. And your story then begins with you starting to follow that treasure map and finding the gold or whatever the treasure is at the end of it. You should also start thinking about what your characters or who your characters are going to be. Is it going to be an adventurer? Is it going to be a young boy who finds something or is bored one day and he wants to go on an adventure, so he walks off or he rides his bike off and he goes to find something? Here are some examples that I could give you for some characters. Maybe it's a toy that comes alive and they have to go and find their friend or find their way home. They've fallen off somewhere, fallen out of the car, and they have to find their way home. Maybe it's a warrior trying to steer clear of the Tyrannosaurus Rex and trying to find his way to safety through a big storm and make sure that he's not being eaten by the dinosaur. Maybe it's a young girl who's followed a treasure map under the ocean, and her adventure is her avoiding the sharks and all the dangerous things that are under the sea. Maybe it's a pirate that's stranded somewhere. Maybe it's a witch who's trying to find a lost spell book. Maybe it's a little girl who's gone to visit her grandmother, and on the way she's met an evil character that she has to try and steer clear of. You need to remember when you're writing your story, your 5 parts that you need. You need your opening, your build-up, your problem, your resolution, and your ending. And today, we obviously went through this part of the story and linked it to the video that we watched. So watch some of the videos below. Get some ideas going for what your story could be about that you are going to write next week. Maybe you want to jot them down, write them down somewhere, and then have them when you come to class on Monday. It'll be wonderful to see what ideas you've come up with, the settings and the characters that you are going to use. And I also want you to think about the descriptive devices that you could use in your writing. Remember, we've looked at things like the rule of 3, alliteration, similes, using powerful adjectives, and making our words, our writing, more interesting. So don't forget to do that. And hopefully you can share some of your really exciting ideas with us on Monday.